Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Peter the Rock. Do subscribe to my channel before watching this enlightening video. We all know Gautam Buddha. Let me reintroduce Gautam Buddha to you. Gautam Buddha was born as a prince. He was named Siddhartha Gautama. At the age of 10, he was sent away for schooling. He studied Hindu sacred scriptures. He was married to a princess at the age of 16. He had a son. 10 years of his married life were spent in royal luxuries. At the age of 25, he chanced upon a sick man, then an aged man, and then a funeral procession. Finally, he saw a monk begging for alms. These sights moved him. He gave up the luxuries of the royal life. He set out in search of enlightenment. After wandering for 7 years, finally he meditated under a fig tree. Enlightened after 7 days, he renamed the tree as the Bodhi tree. It was the tree of wisdom. He became known as the Buddha, the awakened or the enlightened one. He reached the highest state of enlightenment called NIRVANA. It refers to the blowing out of the flames of desire. He recognized that all of creation, from distraught ants to dying human beings, is unified by suffering. He discovered how to best approach suffering. First, one shouldn't bathe in luxury, nor abstain from food and comforts altogether. Instead, one ought to live in moderation. He called this the middle way. This allows for maximal concentration on cultivating compassion for others and seeking enlightenment. Next, the Buddha described a path to transcending suffering called the Four Noble Truths. The first noble truth is the realization that first prompted the Buddha's journey, that there is suffering and constant dissatisfaction in the world. The second is that this suffering is caused by our desires. Attachment is the root of all suffering. The third truth is that we can transcend suffering by removing or managing these desires. According to him, we must change our outlook, not our circumstances. We are unhappy not because we don't have enough money, love, or status, but because we are greedy, vain, and insecure. By reorienting our mind, we can grow to be content. With the correct behavior and what we now term a mindful attitude, we can also become better people. We can invert negative emotions and states of mind, turning ignorance into wisdom, anger into compassion, and greed into generosity. The fourth noble truth is that we can learn to move beyond suffering through what he termed the Noble Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path involves a series of aspects of behaving right and wisely, like right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. The Buddha preached his first sermon at Banares, the holy city on the Ganges. Now there was a woman called Kisa Gautami. Her only son had died. She was deeply grieved. She carried her dead son to all her neighbors. She asked them for medicine. The people thought that she had lost her senses. At last, a man advised her to go to Sakyamuni, the Buddha. She went to him and requested to give some medicine that could cure her son. The Buddha asked her to bring a handful of mustard seeds from a house where no one had lost a child, husband, parent, or friend. Kisa Gautami went from one house to the other. There was no problem in getting a handful of mustard seeds, but she could not find a house where no one had died. Then she realized the fate of men. She realized that she was selfish in her grief. Death is common to all. The Buddha said that the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief. It is full of grief. As ripe fruits fall, so do mortals. Those who are born are always in danger of death. All pots are to be broken. So is the life of mortals. All are subject to death. This world is afflicted with death and decay. The wise don't grieve. Weeping and grieving will not help. The dead are not saved by lamentation. He who seeks peace must be free from lamentation and complaint and grief. He who has overcome all sorrows will be free from sorrows. He will be blessed. After Buddha's death, his followers collected his sutras, that is sermons or sayings, into scripture and developed texts to guide followers in meditation, ethics and mindful living. I hope today's video was useful. Thank you for watching.